constantly felt like I was too blue for the black and too black for the blue.
Shocking new allegations tonight out of the city of Warren, where a police officer says her brothers in blue refused to back her up on crime scenes because of the color of her skin. Officer DeSheila Howlett has filed a lawsuit alleging multiple racial problems at the police department in a city where the mayor has been under fire for months.
We're talking about Jim Fouts, of course, accused of insensitive racial remarks. Defender Kevin Dietsch joins us with an exclusive interview with Officer Howlett.
Growing up, DeSheila Howlett was a good student and a good athlete who always wanted to be a police officer. First working for the city of Detroit, then Oak Park, before accepting an offer to be the first African-American police officer ever hired in the city of Warren.
I took on the challenge, and to be honest, I assumed that in time, if I had good work ethic and just being a decent overall person, that they would get to know me for me.
She never imagined that in the following 10 years, no other African Americans would be hired. Warren is the third largest city in Michigan with 134,000 residents and more than 250 police officers. 13.5% of residents are African American, but DeSheila Howlett is the only black police officer. She says from the start it wasn't easy, and instead of improving, it got worse. From racially insensitive remarks about African American names.
Why do you guys name your children ghetto names? And then the example will be given, DEESTINEE.
To racial remarks about food at lunch.
Hey, Holly, what you got today? Chicken and ribs?
To racially charged stereotypes.
I was compared to the gorilla, and people just don't understand the history of a black person and why that's so demeaning.
Officer Howlett persevered until she realized her life might be in danger. She was warned by a dispatcher that other officers were slow to give her backup on crime scenes.
So the cavalry's coming for everyone else as fast as possible. And so it's like the grace of God that when I was out there, that I hadn't been hurt.
The final straw, a coworker using the N-word in front of her when an African-American resident was upset in the lobby.
She started screaming, that N-word, that N-word. She was like, he would have killed me if the bulletproof glass wasn't there.
Then that coworker realized DeSheila was in the room.
So after I looked back at her, she was like, but not you.
Officer Howlett says it hurts, physically, mentally, emotionally.
I started to sweat. My heart started beating really fast, because it was just so overwhelming.
Leonard Mungo is Howlett's attorney. He says the city of Warren has a history of racial insensitivity and a current mayor who's under fire for alleged racially insensitive comments.
It's a poisonous, racially poisonous environment, and it must change. It has to change.
Mayor Jim Fouts tells me he knows Officer Howlett to be a nice person and a model police officer. Then he declined to comment on an active lawsuit. Warren's police commissioner declined comment too. DeSheila Howlett says she just wants to answer her calling to be a police officer, to help make the community safer, while working in a department that doesn't see black or white, only blue.
To make myself so small for them is a horrible thing to admit and say, that I've allowed myself to be tolerated.
Officer Howlett says she had hoped that she would be able to break down racial barriers in the city of Warren and open doors for others. Now she says her lawsuit will force the city to hire more minorities and to be more accepting of everyone. Kevin Dietsch, Defenders.
Well, you can tell she's very clearly right on the brink of breaking down in the motion over it. Yeah.
Rightfully so, yeah. Here's a look at what Hank Winchester's working on for tomorrow night.
Fire damage, mold, mushrooms growing out of the walls. People are living in these conditions.
They're taking our money and doing nothing to improve our living situation.
The building manager not happy to see our cameras.
I have not received anything in writing.
City inspectors on the scene.
We've obtained the inspection reports, and now city leaders doing their part to help those in that building.
We know that these landlords would not want to live in these situations.
And the property owner now working to make things right. Help Me Hank investigates tomorrow at 11.